You really think I was done? It's time for
another one.
Let's get it. What's up, guys? Your boy Catloco, and welcome back to another tool haul. And as always, we'll start with the small stuff. So the first item up is a 3-inch putty knife. Now I use these mainly at the junkyard for like prying up emblems so you don't break them. You can use them on your body work. You can use them at home. So I ended up buying 2 of them. These are only 99 cents, and it's always something good to have. I always use them, so I picked them up. So next item up, I picked up this polishing and buffing set. This is item 43657. Now the main reason I bought this is for polishing chrome on my cars. A lot of times you get it from the junkyard, you know, they're all worn out and they lack the luster. So I picked up this polishing set. I also picked up this 3-inch wire cut wheel. This is from Warrior, item 60320. I actually picked up 2 of these. I want to say these were like $1.50. Don't quote me on that. I'll put the price up. But this is really good for getting rust scale off, doing metal work. Mainly for rust I bought these for. But I got these, I got the polisher, and alongside that I also picked up a composite air die grinder. I recently picked up that 60-gallon air compressor, and I needed some good tools for cutting, you know, taking off rust, polishing chrome. And this one's item 68831. This is something I needed now that I have an air compressor that can actually keep up with a tool like this. But yeah, get you a die grinder if you don't have one. It comes in handy in multiple applications. So the next item up is a 5-piece long drive pin set. This is item 93111. I really didn't have a good punch set, and they look like they're decent. I mean, I don't have any issues hitting this with a hammer. In many applications you need a punch set. So I picked up a pair of these for about $6. And the other thing I picked up was a 5-piece test probe set. Now these picks, they're not really for automotive for me. I actually picked up a Silhouette so I can do some vinyl printing, and these look like these would be perfect for, you know, pulling up the vinyl. So this is the main reason why I picked up this pick set. This is item 61872. So the next item up is item number 97049. So if you watch my LS videos, my Junkyard Diaries, I used these when I was cutting wires for the harness. These are very sharp. I picked up the smaller, I want to say 6-inch version, 5 or 6-inch version, and loved them. So I had to pick up the 8 1/4 version to cut more wires at one time. But I was really looking for like a tool brand wire snips, and all the ones I got, they were like very small, and when I try to cut through wires, I can only cut like maybe 2 at a time. But with these, I can cut through like a dozen of them in one snip. So this is I recommend this tool for doing cutting wires and working on electrical. For me in the junkyard, these are perfect. The next item I got was a 4-in-1 rafter square. This is item 63185. This was a ITC coupon. I didn't really have a small square, and I'll mainly be using this for when I'm doing like consoles, maybe I'm doing some fiberglass work, but mainly for like consoles, door panels, anything that I need to make sure I trued up my square. So went ahead and picked this up for pretty cheap. I want to say this is under $2. Next item up is item 679. See if I can get out of focus. Anyway, 67914. This is the quarter and 3/8 drive star point socket set. You'll find when you're in the junkyard, this is probably the tool you wish you had every time and you don't have it in your bag. These come in, I mean, clutch. When you need to take off seat belts, radio bezels, sometimes they have a star point, like a Torx screw. Tail lights, headlights, various parts, especially on the GM cars that I work on. I needed something like this, and I really don't want to carry around, you know, like 10 different Torx screwdrivers. So I picked up this because more likely I'm always have a 1/4 inch, and then I'll bring a 3/8 ratchet. So this is very compact to carry in my tool bag. So I picked up a set of these. I really need these out there in the yard. The other item I picked up, it's a 30-pound magnet. This is item 67156. The reason I got this with my tumbler, when you put all those bolts inside the media, you literally have to like stick your fingers in, move around, and try and find those little screws and bolts. So I thought this was just like a smarter idea of when I finish with my tumbler and my bolts, I just, you know, hold this, roll it around the media, and all of my bolts will attach to this magnet. I can pull them out easier. So this is why I picked up this item. The next item I picked up, some knee pads. When you're working on cars, you're doing body work, metal work, sometimes you find yourself on your knees. So this is item 60799. So I didn't own any knee pads, so I said, why not? They feel like they're comfortable, they're red and black. I had to get them. So while I'm talking about my tumbler, I did the remove rust video on. I'll put a card up above. This is what I actually use. This is the rust cutting abrasive resin. More than likely you won't find this in Harbor Freight. This would be an online purchase. This is item 60542. This is what I use, and I've had this this canister for about, I'd say, 8 years, and you can see it's like still almost full. I've used the same media in that tumbler for 8 years. I even have to touch the media that's in here. So this is really good for like when you're doing rusty bolts that have like paint on them and you plan on repainting them. But if you have like stainless steel screws that you really don't want to strip the shininess off of it, I picked up this next item. Item number 63673. And what this is a ceramic polishing abrasive. This is more to shine your bolts or whatever you throw inside your shaker. This is also an online purchase. You won't find this inside of Harbor Freight, but I wanted something for, say you have like a silver bolt and you want to shine it up instead of take all the coating off of it and paint it. So for bolts that are like silver, or I just want to shine them up, I picked up this ceramic resin instead. So the majority of these tools I bought from Harbor Freight, this is during the spend $50 and get one of the 4 items for $5. So I saw Zoe had this heat gun, or soldering gun I should say. I picked this up for $5. This is item 61170. I have the normal style, like pen style heat gun, and I kind of like the pistol grip style one. So I picked this up for $5 for spending $50 at Harbor Freight. The second time, or second transaction I should say, I did get the heat gun. And this is item 62546. Now, hopefully I can use this when I'm making my harness, or if I'm doing like audio stereo work. I'll be using this to solder my wires together. I'll be using my heat gun for like heat shrink. So I picked up these two items for $5 each for spending, I think it was $50 Harbor Freight that week. I'm telling you, this is a pretty substantial haul. So along with me getting the air compressor, I showed you my die grinder. So I also picked up a mini orbital sander. This is item number 93629. So I'm gonna find a number for you. I really wanted one of these. You can do some sanding for detail work. You can use it as a polisher. Mainly it's going to be sanding for me. So I picked up a mini orbital sander. I also picked up a 3-inch pneumatic polisher kit. This is item 60611. I don't know if you can see that. There you go. Yet again, I got this more for polishing chrome. Polishing the bumper, polishing chrome trim. This is what I got that for. I picked that up. This is on clearance. This is a 7-inch vertical air polisher sander. So for doing large areas, I picked this up. This is item 69583. This is on clearance for $25. If you look at prices for this type of sander, I mean, they're well over $90. So for $25, I had to pick it up. But of course, that's not all. The third time I spent $50 at Harbor Freight, I got this for $5. This is the 18 gauge 2-in-1 air nailer and stapler. This is item number 68019. This will be mainly for doing my interior work, my console work. I already own a few, but there are only like 4 items you can pick from for $5. I got the soldering gun, I got the heat gun, and the only thing else I would probably want was the nailer stapler. So I also picked this up for $5. If you've ever watched my hauls, you should know there's more. Next item up, item 93896. Now this item, I didn't even know they sold at Harbor Freight, but what it is a mechanic's pad. It's a folding pad. This is when you're on the ground working on your car and you want something a little softer than a piece of carpet or just laying squarely on rocks and stuff like this. Now, I wish this item actually rolled up instead of like folded, else I would take it out on the yard with me, like a yoga mat or something. But I think this is like $20, I want to say. So I went ahead and picked this up. Creepers don't really work good for me. So I think I'll use a pad. So I went ahead and picked that up. I didn't even know they sold it. You ever did a haul and just wish that you were actually done showing all the items? We still got some more items to show. So the next item up is item 63151. This item is a 30 bin wall mount. This is a parts rack. Now, it's kind of hard to see. But basically what I got this part for is when I started doing my LS rebuild, I really need to put the bolts in an organized manner. So I think this rack would be a good choice for me. Let me show you what it looks like. I actually put it up on the wall. Yeah, you already know. So this is what you get. This is a 30 bin parts rack. So with this, I can clearly label my bolts or where they go to. I usually use like a Ziploc bag or baggie and label them. But this is a good option because like a lot of those LS bolts are long. These are pretty deep. So that's what you get from that little bin. You just throw it on the wall. I just put some screws where the studs are in the wall to keep it strong and sturdy. But yeah, I like it so far. I'll be using that a lot. So the next item up is item 42595. It's just a 2-piece brush set. This is good for when you're using like a parts washer or just cleaning parts in general. It comes with a nice brass brush and a nylon brush. So I went ahead and picked this up. I also picked up item 906, you see it, 31. This is a 9-piece tube and nylon brush set. This is dirt cheap also, so I went ahead and picked this one up. But there's more. Because I clean a lot of bolts from the junkyard, I picked up some more Vapor Rust. I use this stuff a lot. I really like it. Between my tumbler and this, I can get bolts back to as new or close to original condition as possible. But you can just use this on your bolts and it'd be fine. So now that we're on the discussion of media, I also went ahead and picked up this. This is black aluminum oxide for blasting. This is a 15-pound box. This is what I need for, like, I just sent JP some hinges. So I mean, I got a 50-pound bag of media for doing some blasting on like car parts. I can use it on my bolts and nuts. Pretty much everything that I want to blast, I'll be using this. But that's not all, of course. So I had to do it. This is something I really wanted for a long time. So I just went ahead and pulled the trigger on it. That's right. I got me a blasting cabinet. Now, originally I was going to go for the big one. I think it was like a 40-gallon. But that thing was like 2 to 3 times the size of this cabinet. And I was like, yeah, I'm not getting it. So I went and picked this up for, I want to say $96 on sale. I needed this thing many years ago. This is going to make my life much easier for blasting parts. Along with the 70 grit media that I got up here. The black aluminum oxide. I'm really happy to have this in my life. Now that I have an air compressor, I can use this. If I don't use my 60-gallon, I'll actually dedicate my 20-gallon Husky solely to use with this cabinet. Of course, this is one of the big items, but this isn't the last item I got. There's more. So a few months ago, you know, I went ahead and pulled 2 engines. I pulled that 5.3 and that 6.0. And before, I used to have a 1-car garage, and I really didn't have the room to do anything with it. So I went to Harbor Freight and picked up this. Yeah, so for the longest time I didn't have a engine crane. So I went ahead and picked up a crane. And I picked up the second item. This. So I got me a new 2-ton cherry picker and an engine stand from Harbor Freight. I actually need to buy one more stand for the second engine. My space is limited inside the garage, so for now we're going to put the 5.3 on this, and then I'll make room and put the 6.0 in here too, and then start doing the rebuild. By the way, you guys been seeing me use this Harbor Freight Earthquake XT ratchet a lot in a junkyard. If you want me to do a review, let me know. I really like it, but if you want to see me do a review on it, just hit me in the comments. So you saw my cherry picker, you saw my engine stand. I am going to buy a second one, as long as I have space to put the 6.0 on it. So along with that, pulling engines, I picked up item 60659, which is a 2-ton load leveler. When you're dealing with engines, and like especially with the transmissions attached, you really need a load leveler. You can do it without this, but this makes your life a lot easier having a leveler to you know, instead of the engine going in straight down, you can angle it whatever direction you need to get the engine in there. So I went ahead and picked up a 2-ton load leveler to go along with my engine hoist. So these tools are necessary for me to really get my projects going and going smoothly. But anyway, guys, the haul's finally over. I showed you all my stuff. I hope you enjoyed the video. So please remember to like, comment, subscribe, share if you want. Peace.